Okay, depending on when you're watching this, you may have already seen some of these symbols. If you're watching it first thing in Unit 2, then this is all new, so I'll go through what these symbols mean. The real bulk of Unit 2 is talking about logic, but before we talk about valid forms of logic, we really need to understand how to create symbolic representations using these symbols of an argument. That's the easiest way to talk about the validity of an argument. So what I've done is I've made a table here with the most commonly used one and gave you a little description of what they mean. So the first symbol, this is read as not, and what this does is it negates a statement. In other words, it gives the opposite. I think the example we used before was, if I'm hungry, if that was my P, my not P would be, then I am not hungry. Or if I am not tired, my negation would be that I am tired. Okay, this symbol is read as if something then something. So usually you have a letter in front. So if P then Q, that's our original conditional statement. Okay, this double-ended arrow, this is your if and only if statement. So like if I had a P and Q here, I would say P if and only if Q. Or you could actually say it first, if and only if P then Q. And that is defining a biconditional statement. So when you see the double-ended arrow, you know you're talking about a biconditional statement. Okay, now this one will be totally new to you no matter when you watch this video, unless of course you've seen it in geometry before. This upside down caret is an or, and I always remember it as the union of two statements, because when I'm talking about a Venn diagram, for example, the union, the or, means that if it fulfills this or this, it makes it true. So I'm drawing a little Venn diagram here, meaning it's the union, it's the two together. Because an or statement, like I either go to work or I go to school. Well, if I do either one of those, I'm talking about something that's true. So the union, the or statement, is the upside down caret. The and statement, the regular caret, that would actually be talking about the intersection of the two. So for example, I think I said work and school. If I go to work and I go to school, okay, so I go to work and I go to school would be the intersection of these two. Alright, so that's an and statement. Okay, and then when you see the three dots, that represents therefore. You read it as therefore, and that's talking about a conclusion to an argument. So when we get into our laws of logic, whenever you are making a conclusion, when you are making a conclusion given to other statements, you're going to say therefore, and the symbols for that are these three dots. Okay, for now, all I really need you to be able to do is take a statement and move it into symbols, or vice versa. I could give you the symbols and ask you to write the statement. If I'm using it in this manner, I'm going to define for you what your different variables represent. So, I did an example down here. I want P to represent I am tired, Q is going to represent I am not angry, and R is going to represent I am hungry. So what I want you to do right now is create a symbolic representation of the following argument. Okay, I need to lift this to move down. Okay. So you're going to have to be looking at the top of your paper. I am not angry if and only if I am not tired. Okay, so when I see the if and only if, I know that I'm doing one of these guys, okay? Now, I am not angry. Well, let's go through here and make sure we know what everything is. P, remember, was I am tired. Q was I am not angry. And R represents I am hungry. So, I am not angry is exactly the same as this statement right here, word for word. So that's going to be my Q. And then I am not tired. Okay, so now I've got to do a little more here. The not is negating this statement. I am tired was P. So if I want to talk about not being tired, I'm going to say not P. So the symbolic representation of our first statement is Q, if and only if, not P. Okay, so we're just replacing everything with symbols. I'm not angry was Q, if and only if was my double-sided arrow, and I am not tired was the negation of P, which I am tired, which is I am tired. Okay. I am angry. Okay, I am not angry was Q. So now we're negating it. So even though it says I am angry and there's no not in it, because the original statement Q has the not, when I negate it, it becomes I am angry. So this is actually not Q because it's the opposite of Q. Q was I'm not angry. This is I am angry. Or that's my union. That's this one, the one that looks like the U. I am hungry. Okay, I am hungry is word for word are. So this is going to be written as not Q or are. Okay, and the last one. Therefore, remember that has a symbol, the 3 dots. That's your conclusion. Therefore, and when I say conclusion, that's kind of different than the hypothesis conclusion. Therefore is going to be conclusion of an entire logical argument, like this here. So therefore, I am tired. I am tired is my P, and that's the caret. Hungry. I am hungry is R. Okay, so I'm going to write this one like this. Therefore, P and R.